And we are recording.
All set? Settle in?
Yes.
Not worry about it.
It's just not working. I don't know. You hit record, right?
I did. We are recording.
It's probably. I'll let it do its thing. All right, I think we're good to go, Keith.
All right, we're gonna have we're gonna open up the planning board meeting for September 26th, 6 o'clock, 6:02 PM on January 26th, 2023. First action is the minutes. If everybody is here, I think everybody was here last meeting, so if you look at the October 13th minutes. And I looked them over earlier tonight. So any changes, comments, recommendations? Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I have a motion to accept them.
Motion,
I'll
got a
second
A motion, got a second? No further discussion? All those in favor? So moved. So that's done. So first on the agenda tonight is a Shoreland zoning application, 16 Memory Lane, map U25 lot 7, Shoreland zoning application, Sean Wyman. Hi. So, we received your packet back last month, and obviously the storm, or earlier this month, the storm. So you're looking to set a RV on Green Pond with 25 feet of frontage. I did pull your deed because we didn't have a copy of that. The tax map shows it's 75 feet, but that might be an outdated tax map.
That, yes, by 2 years, actually now 3. But, so the issue with this is that he had a grandfathered lot, which is what you saw with 75 feet of road frontage. Had he done this when it was still that same size, he would have had a case to have a grandfathered lot and would have potentially been able to get approval through the planning board.
So,
But since that lot is now the 25-foot skinny lot, that's the issue.
well, his deed says it's 75 feet, so did you sell land
I had,
or convey land to somebody?
I had lot 7A.
Yeah, but the deed says,
I sold that to the guy that had lot 7,
When was that deed
and he
recorded?
gave me
this is
25 feet. where the alley was.
2016.
That's the old deed. So, there
Okay, I
was
just
another
took this
deed.
off the website, the town's website.
Probably,
the
yeah.
tax- Off the tax commitment book.
Yep. So, what was it, 2020, or was it 2021 when you had that, or when the old owner divided it and then you bought it off from him?
Yeah, the same day.
Yeah. That deed,
It hadn't gone through the town yet.
that deed wouldn't be on our commitment book.
Okay, so you only own a 25-foot lot, is that even legal?
Oh, well, it is. So look at the, if you look in the actual application, that's what it looks like now. That's actually a snapshot taken from.
But if it was
the subdivision.
75 feet, how can he make a non-conforming lot more non-conforming?
That was the prior owner that did that. And there's another thing
Does it
with,
make
there's
it
another
right?
thing with the neighboring lot that he took away from it. Lot 7, which you were familiar with looking at.
Do you have an updated tax map at all? Because this is the one I got.
No, that's the one we have.
So this is from, and it's, both lots are, one says 70 on the shore, and the other one, both says 75 on the shore line.
Right. So lot 7A, that's the lot that I think the owner used to own both of them, and then he moved this line this way, and that's what this is a representation of, is what he now has, this little skinny lot.
But isn't that an illegal conveyance? I mean, you can't make a non-conforming lot already more non-conforming.
If it had a structure on it, that would be the case. If it had a house on it, they wouldn't be able, they wouldn't be, like, this one has a cabin on it,
Mhm.
but this one didn't have anything on it, it just has a telephone.
You can't build on a lot, sort of.
Right, right. And then, well, that's the issue. He's coming to us to see if he can place an RV because it's considered an individual private campsite, and he won't be able to because it's not the 30,000 square feet. So it's basically an instant no, and he knows that.
Oh,
Right.
well, that was very confusing.
Right.
There could have been, I hope, I think, not knowing what's been conveyed and what's been left over and all this other stuff without doing could even meet the setbacks with the camper.
That's,
We don't even need to get into that.
that'll be up to, because he's hoping to see what the decision is tonight, which will more than likely be a denial, and then he's gonna appeal that decision. He's got a septic design from a site evaluator to put a holding
Yeah.
tank in there.
Yep,
That
yeah.
right there, that's really the better
I
one.
understand, just for an old tank. I went over that, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still saying it's a legal lot,
Right.
but
It's a legal lot, but not to put anything on.
There's not much you can do with it. The only thing at this stage.
It's a little bit like a tent site.
Yeah,
pretty
right,
much.
right.
you can't build on this lot, you can't even have a RV on it.
Well, that's what he's hoping to hear that from you folks tonight, that you're gonna deny this. And then he's gonna take that decision up with the appeals board.
Well, we just had a recent, something similar down near Hogan Pond.
Right, but that was
That was
a
two
non-conforming
different.
lot, but it was
That was two different things. That was a flood zone
zone was
too.
the big thing there, they
Right.
had to
Yeah.
actually raise it up like 6 feet.
Yeah, this has got like a 10-foot
That's not
drop.
a flood
I
zone,
think.
I already checked the flood zone, it's not,
Yeah.
where they got the camper placed would not be in a flood zone. So campers won't be back in here somewhere, and the blue is the flood hazard. So we're okay with that. So do we even need to go through this application then?
Well, now that you know the
So-
crux of the issue,
Well, what is the land requirement that he would need?
He'd need 30,000 square
30,000
feet,
square
or
This is
a
the-
grandfathered lot. But he doesn't have the grandfathered
And it-
lot because the lot
There's
changed.
200 by 25, so
Is
that's
this in the
fine.
flood ordinance, or is that a town minimum requirement?
It's in the shoreline zoning ordinance.
That's the shoreline zoning ordinance.
Yeah.
And what are the setbacks for that particular zone, that limited residential?
It is limited residential.
It's 25 feet, isn't it? 20 or 25 foot from the sidelines?
15.
15 feet? It's 30 feet, so.
Right.
Right, so the lot's only 25 feet wide?
But that's where an appeals board decision would
Oh, I
be-
understand that,
would
yeah.
be made if they decided to do that.
I understand that part, but I don't know how they can do that, but they can. God bless them.
Well, I make a motion to approve or disapprove.
You'll say to,
Denied.
right.
Or deny.
You'll
Right.
pick one.
And
so
and
I have
I'm
a
gonna,
motion.
I'm gonna have a motion to deny.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, I got a motion and I got a second.
I'm gonna.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Is it denied? Yeah.
And it's based on the 30,000 square foot lot requirement.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll be able to put that in the facts of
Finding
finding.
the facts, yeah. I'm gonna probably get that out tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Wyman, sorry about that, but that's, I think somebody made a mistake when they created that lot the way it is, so they just,
So now I'm being written out of existence, pretty much.
it was already written out of existence before it even came in.
Because I bought a brand new camper and said I could have it there, and now I can't have it.
Who said they could have it there?
You did.
No, I said it was a possibility, and that, but so, you're not out, you're not completely out yet.
The camper's right there still, buried in snow.
Right, right, so,
Wow.
he's not living in it, so it's
No,
just
no,
stays.
that's not,
I'm just storing
Right.
it.
just being stored there.
Right, but, so, you've got the appeals board application on you now, so that's the next step. Now you just have to wait for the finding of facts, and then you can submit the appeal, to appeal this decision. That's where you're at. You're not written out, as you say.
It just says, the rule says, one campsite per lot, and it, on number one, and it's a vague, it's pretty vague the way it's said.
Yeah, but
That'll be for the appeals board to decide at this point.
that's the definition of a campsite, but it doesn't give you the minimum area. The minimum area for a lot is 30,000 square feet.
So
And
what am I
that's,
supposed to do with this lot now?
maybe purchase back, I don't know. That's not what we.
What about the other guy, does he lose his 30% expansion? Because I lost my grandfather rights, he resized his lot.
See, I don't understand how you get when you created,
I
you
didn't-
created the conveyances, or whoever did create the conveyances, they made a non-conforming lot. And, so,
What if I did something else?
that's common knowledge for most people, that you can't do that.
I didn't know that.
Well, that's,
And he also wasn't the one that did it, but ultimately, the
Well,
appeals board will have to make a decision on.
and when
on
the
this.
assessor should have, I would think that the assessor would have picked up right up on it when the deeds were, and the maps haven't been updated in how many years, I don't know. But if the
That's
assessor
okay.
would have picked up on it by plotting it on the tax map, we would have known immediately that he couldn't do that, and that would have had to been notified at that time. The assessor's got a responsibility to, who, I don't know who that is, but he hires an independent, don't we?
No, well, yes, she's here 2 times a month.
And knowing, that's part of their, I think that's part of their responsibility is to make sure that when you convey a piece of land or split piece of land, that you're not creating a legal lot, illegal lot.
Okay, so that makes sense then, so number 4 on the hardship is not the result of the action taken by
That's
the
right.
applicant or prior owner,
That's
because
right.
the assessor is still trying to figure this out.
Well, that-
No, the actual
So I can
owner
put
did
that
it. Whoever
on number four?
made this conveyance is the one that made the
That would be the
split.
result action taken by.
Is this the Andrews fella who owned the land? It was Andrews.
Andrews had it and he sold it behind my back. And then this guy calls me up and says my head driveway's on, I can't use his driveway.
Well,
So I had a landlocked property, which we're not supposed to have anymore either.
I don't know how to help you really.
Well, I just wanted to know, on number 4, I was gonna use that for the assessor, because it says,
I don't
Can't
think
be the
that's,
result of the prior
it was
owner.
created by I'm assuming Andrews. Again, I don't know the history of the transactions, but I'm assuming Andrews is the one that created this mess, and that would be a former owner. And I'm not, again, that's the Board of Appeals to make the decision, isn't this board?
I just have to fill this appeal paper out right, so I.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
do the
Yeah,
best,
I'll,
do
I'll,
the best you can.
we'll connect on that. Yep, but that's it for that one.
All right, then,
Sorry.
Yep.
All right, next on the agenda, site plan application for 1240 Main Street, map R13, lot 5A, site plan application by Coastal Roots. And Coastal Roots is,
Next one on the pile there. Should be right in order for you guys.
I had my own stuff. Still working on the MDOT. This is new. I didn't have this.
Yep, that's why I wanted you to have the updated packet, because this one changed. This one morphed a little bit.
Do we update the Okay. Yeah, that was from the last time when we were here, so we actually do have an update from MDOT at this point.
We do.
Yeah.
So the additional notes, cover letter has
Can you
since
just, I'm
changed.
sorry, can you just stand and say your name?
Sure, yes.
For the board.
Of course, yeah. My name's Amanda Melnick. I am the owner of Maine Cannabis Consultants, and I'm here with Lynn is the owner of Coastal Roots, and Jay is here. He's our engineer from DMROMA. Do you want my
I want to
introduction?
can I just
or-
finish reading what this says? here?
Sure, of course.
I didn't have this in my packet, so. From email.
It was a quick cover letter that I had written, but it was from what a month ago.
This is going to go into the Walmart parking lot.
Kind of in front of the parking lot, right?
It's
It's
a
a
lot.
portion of the parking lot.
Nope, right now it's, actually.
You probably put right in those chairs would work.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
So yes, the Walmart is right here. The parking lot goes out and around this lot. It's about a 1 acre piece of property that's all grassed and maintained. I'm not sure if it's actually maintained by Walmart but it's actually kind
So
of
that's-
regularly grown or mowed.
So that's the one between Walmart and Scott's Recreation, or Scott's Welding, or
Scott's.
Great Scott story.
There we
Yeah.
go, that's what I knew,
Yeah.
Scott
Yeah.
something.
So yeah, that's, the storage is right
Yep,
there.
gotcha.
The signalized intersection is a little bit further down.
Yep.
Is that the paved part?
No,
No.
it's the grass part.
Is the grass part?
Yep.
So yeah, it's a completely separate lot from the Walmart piece there. I don't know if you want us to go through kind of a presentation on the project, the site itself, or if you want to just ask some questions.
Well, since we have this cover letter, it's right in the front, and you have some changes to that, we might as well go over those little
Yeah,
bullet
let's
points.
start with the MDOT
Yep.
thing, right on the first bullet point
Yep.
on this thing.
So when we first started looking at the design of this project, we realized that it's pretty close to the intersection, the signalized intersection, and there's a median already out there, and, it's a relatively busy stretch of 26. So what we did was we proposed to DOT to have just a single right-in, right-out coming off of 26, and then any left turn movements would come through Walmart, which they're back in, I believe it was 93, when the Walmart was built. The owner of this lot had an agreement with Walmart on several different bulleted items. There was access, there was utilities that were provided to this lot, which included a water service, and also an agreement that there would be a connection through this property, so from Walmart out to 26. The reasoning, I'm not 100% sure on why.
Is that documented in our packet? Do you have an easement? Is that what you're saying? This is
Yes,
an easement?
it's an
Yes.
easement, yep.
Do we have, I would like to have a copy of that easement.
Absolutely. It's not in the packet?
I haven't
Easement
really
and
seen
then
this new one now. It wasn't in my original
Go
one.
through the new one, the old one has got some things that.
I got the application, I got some plans, I got some sketches, I got some address for the butters. No, I would like, I think we need to have the deed of the property. And we're talking about a bunch of easements that
Mhm.
should be mentioned all in the deed. So, all right, so go continue on about what DOT's story
So,
is.
they like the idea of just having the right in, right out of the property. But what they also wanted, because of how close it was to the intersection and how it's coming from the signalized intersection, it kind of narrows back down.
Mhm.
So the existing median ends right there. They wanted it extended beyond the driveway so that nobody going northbound can take a left into it. That's a relatively dangerous movement.
So
to
the
get into
shaded
it.
area is proposed to be extended?
Correct.
Okay.
So this is an extension, so what we've done is, we submitted the driveway entrance permit to DOT probably a month and a half, 2 months even ago.
Yeah.
And they finally came back saying that they wanted the median, and we went through, revised the plans, sent them back to them. They came back with a couple simple comments. One, they wanted the median a little bit wider than we were originally showing it. I went through, made the change, sent it back to them. Fortunately, I still haven't heard back from them. Their Region 1 is extremely busy right now, and they only have one engineer that's really reviewing these driveway entrances. So we're still working with them on that, but it appears that it's what they want to see out in this area. And they were agreeable to our driveway because it was furthest away from the intersection. So it's kind of keeping some separation. But that was the biggest hurdle with the entrance, was working with DOT on getting something to work. And then, so it'd be the right in, right out with a mountable median. So it'd be like probably a 3-inch tall median that emergency vehicles can go up and over if need be to get into the facility. But yeah, that's been one of the bigger hurdles that we've had on this one, is working with DOT. Also, we, as part of that easement and an agreement with Walmart, during the construction, they actually built or installed an 8-inch stub to the property. We obviously don't need an 8-inch main going into a 16-foot by 66-foot building, so we're going to tap off of that and then run a service into the building. Yeah, it's just it's a single-story modular that I believe is just being built down the road.
Yeah.
It's a single-story. There'll be handicap ramp going up to it, and then all the security that usually goes along with a facility like this.
State mandated security, and obviously any additional security that are within the ordinances. But the state tends to go above and beyond, as you know, for cannabis storefronts. And it's an adult use cannabis store.
Well, I hope they weren't for kids.
Not medical.
Right.
Yeah, adult use is the more it's more difficult, they have more
Absolutely.
stringent rules and more oversight.
So
Absolutely.
there's no city sewer out there, town sewer out there?
Nope, so it's not shown on this. We have a septic field that's gonna go in right there for the single bathroom and sink. So it's gonna be a relatively small system.
And you're working on that with Maine Soils?
Yep, they came up with the design, they went out, dug the test pit,
And we got the AKT 200 in the packet?
Not yet, but they're still working on it.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna need that.
yep, that's all done. We'll just definitely get it to you.
I noticed on, I think it's probably the very first attachment right after the actual
read
site
it.
plan application, there is the book and page of the deed of that access easement.
Well, it should be supplied to us, so we can have
Yeah.
it. You shouldn't have to go get it. It should be in the package.
Right, but I'm wondering, maybe that's probably what you were referencing.
Yeah,
You said it-
I have not, no, I only didn't even know, I can hardly read them.
Oh, you don't wanna look at that one, that one's even worse.
That's,
It's just right here, it's right on, so right after
but
the,
it's the same plan.
in the packet itself, right after the site plan review application,
Well,
right after the
utility easement up
signature.
here, but it doesn't say anything about rights of way.
This little guy from Collier's Engineering, that one might be a DM roll off.
No, this is the boundary survey.
Right there you go. Access easement.
Yeah, well, tomorrow,
I'm
we'll,
happy to pass everything along that you're requesting if you didn't have it.
All right. And you, so we're gonna do a modular storm, connecting to an existing storm drain stub.
so as part of that easement, they, in agreement, back when Walmart and, they made the easement across here, Walmart constructed a 15-inch storm drain stub out underneath their parking lot, stub to the property line. And we're proposing to connect into that with a catch basin at the end of it, just so everything doesn't shoot off into the parking lot. It's all contained right there in a catch basin, and there's not much flow coming off the site to begin with, but it's a very sandy soils.
How about the parking area and drive?
So, yeah, so all this right here
Yeah.
is gonna come down to a catch basin right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many parking spaces are there?
8.
And what do we require?
One and a half per, God, I can't remember now.
Yeah, I believe it was-
It's like 1.5 for every so many thousand feet.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I can look it up, I'm pretty sure you guys nailed it.
What's the square footage of that structure then?
It is pretty much 1,000 square feet, 1,000.
56.
So that's the storm drain, and that just goes into
There's a-
the wet ponds out back.
There's a monster wet ponds back there.
So 10 feet off 26. Isn't, aren't you required to stay 20 feet from the proposed? Oh, that's the water service, never mind. Open service. So you don't know what the water service size is yet?
The water
It's gonna make
service?
a difference?
Yeah, it's gonna be a 1
Work?
inch.
1 inch.
It is gonna be,
Yeah.
it is a 1 inch. It
Oh,
says
the-
here you don't know.
The existing water service stub that Walmart stubbed on the property after talking with the Oxford Water Department.
Says on here it's
Um,
8 inch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said it was
I
an
have to use
8
my
inch.
phone because I can't read it.
No, it's- well, I'm looking at the information that was given us.
I got
On the
it.
front there, yeah.
I'm looking at this actual
Yeah,
map.
Oh,
we got to that part.
Unfortunately,
I
a
haven't got
lot's
that part.
happened since.
I'm
we
going down
actually
this bullet.
Right.
have been able
I was
to talk
gonna
with you.
say,
So just so
yeah,
everybody's on the same
apologize.
page, I'm just going down this bullet list of things, and then when we get to the plans, this is gonna be quite a while here. So that, we know what you have, you got what is it, an 8 inch you said?
There's an 8 inch stub to the
So
front.
you can make it any size smaller than that anyway.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we've been working with, worked with the water district on that.
And there's the pole.
There's a run of utility poles back to the Walmart facility. So we'll need to
You
work.
bring it in from Walmart side? Or from
From
highway?
the storage facility side, I guess. There's a kind of a power corridor down the northern property line.
One for 150 square feet.
Is it?
One for 150 square feet. Well, you said 750?
You said 1,000.
Oh, 1,000?
Six.
Yeah.
What do you want?
He's got one.
Reading.
He's got a camera and a calculator in one right there.
What's the number?
It's,
1.5 times 1,050.
no, it's, so 1,000 square feet divided by 150.
It's 1056. It's
Okay.
1,056 divided by.
Let's go by her number.
It's 1,056 divided by 150 equals 7.04.
You had eight, right?
Yeah, eight.
Cause that .04 of a person.
Goes up, goes up.
You get a handicap spot. All right.
And that is, you know what that is, that's the island, it's the island details.
For the entryway or for the,
For the actual Route 26, that's this little guy right here, it's not really little, but
No.
Extension.
the thorn in Route 26's side.
All right. So, let's go through the checklist. See what else we need to talk about.
Is that all that you had on your additional notes?
I looked through them and it was about.
Was what all we had, sorry.
Yeah, because you said you had some changes to this, so we're all set with that, right? Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
just looking at
that we've discussed.
the other ones were. Dimensions, we'll get to the signs. But on the, I was talking about on the solar panels, they were just, we talked about the water, we had the septic system, and the pole and the power going in.
Yeah, so I guess as you're making your way through, if we know we've already addressed it, you can just kind of.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Then
I'm
we'll
gonna
move
ask
on.
for
What are the future buildings? It talks about future.
If you look at the second design, there should be that other building they have planned.
The septic drain out front. Or it says down, having the septic system in front of the building allows for space for the future buildings, septic
Yeah, it goes
system
to the south, yeah.
There's no plans for future buildings at this time.
Okay. All right. All right. That's done for the checklist. Oh, you wanted to do that checklist?
No, this just.
Right, right,
Get to it. Get it open here. Taking this long.
You need me to remove the stable for your key?
No.
You guys like the stables, right?
Yeah, they're fine. I don't have a problem with staples, just hard to.
It's just keys, it's just.
All right. One, we have the map and lot number, we have, for the approved subdivision, no. So this is owned by somebody out of Boston, Massachusetts. You buying or leasing?
Leasing.
Leasing. Anybody here from 1240 Main Street LLC?
No.
And do you have any, since they're the owners, do you have standing, a letter from them saying you can actually do this?
Happy to get that for you, it's not a problem.
Okay, that would be, it's a requirement, standing is a requirement. or
Sure.
If you've got a purchase and sale or a lease agreement or something like that, that's fine. So we would need a copy of that. Name and address, Lynn Isles. That. So, go down start checking some of this old. I'm on 7. Applicants, corporations, state-run corporations. Attached copy of, okay, so we don't know whether it's a corporation or LLC is, so they'll need a copy. Are you a corporation? Are you going to be?
Also, it's incorporated.
They're the LLC.
So we'll need a copy of your corporation
And good
papers.
standing?
Huh?
Good, the corporate good standings from
From the state of Maine.
Yes.
Registration form to state that they're a corporation.
Yeah.
What is the name of your, so it's Coastal Roots LLC. So we need to have that copy. And Amanda, you're the authorized representative.
I am.
Address, check that off. Check them out. Lease. Okay, so we still need that lease, form.
I have 7 and 10 so far as requirements.
Okay, I have. Yep. Do we have names and addresses of all property owners within 500 feet of the
Yep.
property lines? And
Okay.
assessor's tax map, lot number check.
I think that might be second to last.
Copy of the US, huh? Yeah, I saw that,
Yep.
I saw it. Copy of the USGS map, so showing the general location of site. I think we can have that in A. That, you guys all right with that? We don't really need that.
Well, it's actually on the cover page of the plan set. Has the USGS map on it.
So it's, the locus,
The locus map,
Yeah.
is not USGS.
It's,
I don't think that's a huge, I'm not worried about that.
We'll get a big one of it.
Boundaries, yep. All the butters. Undo it from the staples again.
you want me to get it out of there for you?
Why? Kingston, I'm okay. Actually, this one doesn't show.
These were put down.
Yeah, this one does, but.
Oh, what are you looking for, Keith?
I already know.
Yeah, this one, it's this plan here I'm looking
The boundary owners.
for. And use topo. Check that, 14's good. Contour lines, we'll go 5 feet. Check. Copies of assessor's tax map. Go ahead and get my own, but we have it. Copy of deed to the property, so we need a copy of that. Erosion and sediment control plan.
So it's kind of a combination of the grading and utility plan, which shows the silt fence and the stabilized construction entrance, and then,
Do we have that grading and utility plan? Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's the first of the 11 by 17. Yeah, I think we're looking at it.
No.
And then the road control notes are on the first detail sheet.
These ones I printed from what we sent to us originally.
Right there. That's the stuff he was talking about before.
So some of this stuff is different.
Oh no, that's the stormwater.
Well, that's soil erosion control. I mean, I don't know much you can do with it, other than you're already gonna take care of the stormwater.
So that one's the,
Grading and utility, they're both grading and utility.
they are and they aren't. This one has this stuff here, which is not.
So one is not grading.
Yeah, there's,
Would it be helpful?
Would it be helpful if I take a look at
Yeah.
what you're looking at?
Well, they both say grading and utility plan, and it looks like to me this is the first one is the grading plan, this is the utility plan. Or vice versa.
yeah, one of them had the future potential
See, they both
sites,
say
and then this
that.
one is just the bare.
This is stuff.
Oh,
I
that's
read.
a- oh,
No, you
yeah.
can look at it.
No, no.
Stuff that was given to us from the last meeting that
Oh, okay.
I printed myself on my printer. And
So that
there's
might be-
this,
that's
so
the idea.
basically, that's a fixed, that looks like a lighting plan. And this looks like.
If it helps.
This is the, do I have this in PDF, Amanda?
I believe it may have come from me too.
I didn't have this one, and I didn't have it to it anyway. I don't, for whatever reason, I only have the two.
Oh, okay. So this is what I was hoping you were gonna be looking at, was
Yeah,
we're showing the silt fence
uh,
around
Yeah,
where
it's not, we
down
don't
so-
have that, yeah.
Yep.
That's-
Well, we'll
but
make sure that-
It's, no, you should, I'm fine with that, yeah. It's. looking-
You need to see it now?
I can actually read this.
You guys brought these for me, didn't you?
Definitely.
So,
All yours.
Yeah.
There's even an extra copy of the site plan in there.
I'd like to get a PDF of the package stuff,
Yeah, we'll do that.
just for mine. So we're gonna check that off. So 18's, let's receive statement indicating types of non-hazardous materials. So marijuana, any hazardous materials involved in marijuana use?
Absolutely not.
Besides marijuana? And driving?
Temperature not a hazardous substance, in the eyes of the hazardous substance people.
So how about fertilizers or anything like that? You're gonna have that on site?
No, this is not.
Cleaning solutions for that or whatever you guys.
Is this
No,
a grow
it's
or-
a, no, it's
It's
not.
just
It's not
like a store?
cultivation,
Yeah.
it's just a storefront, with adult use, cannabis, everything has to come in packaged already. It has to leave packaged, should there be any returns or anything like that, it has to live in a safe at all times. It's very heavily regulated by the state.
The state does a seed to sale tracking, and that's what she's speaking of. Is
Yeah.
on the sale end of it, all that stuff from the time it was a seed all the way till when someone buys it, that's tracked. There's license numbers on every individual thing, and,
Is it got a scan code on the
It
seed?
can't be
Yeah.
thrown away.
oh no, not the seed.
Anything like that, just so you know. So, even in a dumpster, there will never be cannabis. It will literally be like any other retail store, there might be some paper, a receipt, those are the kinds of things that will be in the dumpster here. It literally cannot be thrown away, it has to be destroyed back where it came from, which is at the cultivation site.
So, does that answer, is okay with that?
Yeah.
19. So 20, statement from the road commissioner, that's coming.
That's what you're waiting on.
So we're gonna wait for that.
Well, it'll be DOT,
DOT,
Yeah.
road
Yeah.
commission, DOT.
yeah.
proposed road, street, driveway location. We already, you know all about that, we went over that, so let's move on to 20, but we will be asking to receive that.
Yeah.
Zoning classification, I'm sure probably it's mixed use.
Yep.
And we already,
I think it is mixed
It's
use.
the only zone it can be in.
It is.
so.
zoning can be in. So we got that, perimeter survey. I see this here, that's for the next one.
Get the big ones
There
out.
there was a copy provided in the last packet that we got on the email. And it does show this property on end, and it was for Coastal Roots, Inc. Thought it was an LLC, but. So you folks had the boundary survey done. Coastal Roots Inc.
Yes.
So this is basically that with topo and,
Yep.
they have that. I think we have 23, which is highway, 26. Location of intersecting roads or driveways, 500 feet of site. We do have a site location map up there, which kind of shows that stuff, so we're good with that. Location and dimensions of existing driveways, roads, and loading areas, walkways of the site. So where will you be getting your deliveries? Just so that I don't have to search for it.
I'm assuming front door, I'm assuming.
Deliveries?
Yeah, there's only one door on this,
Okay.
very tiny.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, it will be through the front door.
So we're not gonna have 18-wheelers bringing the stuff.
No, not at all, and there's also very specific information about, the cars have to have security, there's all kinds of specific information about that. It's very safe and secure.
So it comes in a Brinks truck.
Some folks have gone that route, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so just, your deliveries must be somewhat moderate and
Yes.
not over, not daily. Would it be a daily delivery or?
Couple times a week.
Times a week? Twenty-six, I see there's elevations finished where I don't know why we need them in this case.
Yep.
There aren't no wetlands, I think I saw some note to that.
Correct.
There's no wetlands.
That was actually surveyed by Maine's soils when they were out there doing the test pit. They,
Oh, yeah?
they indicated that, yeah, there was no wetlands in the site. It was previously there was an old steel building there that was demoed as part of the agreement with Walmart, that they wanted that steel building gone. That probably was a deterrent for anyone going to Walmart to want to go behind that building, I don't know. But it was part of the agreement, was that building was to be taken down, and then, so it was just loaned after everything.
So that's, we're all agreeable on 27?
Yep.
And he's got a drainage plan here where we know it's going to a windstorm drain, catch basin. And it's gonna go to their, I'm assuming, when they did the site site location of the development of Walmart, that they, DEP probably took an account of this lot being developed. So the stormwater ponds out back would hold more water. Because there's gonna be some water, obviously it's not gonna be a whole lot more, but I'm just, do you need to get a updated DEP?
Not that we know.
Stormwater permit?
Not that, we have talked with DEP just to confirm that, and they were very wishy-washy on what they were wanting, and they were like, it sounded like they didn't really want to deal with it, because, to look further into it. Mainly, I wanted to make sure that the pond was sized for the amount of impervious area we were going to be proposing, and for them to have a 15-inch culvert stubbed to the property, I would suspect that they were assuming something,
Yeah.
some amount of
Well,
impervious
I would have
area.
thought that would all been part of that site location permit when
Yeah,
when
right.
they built Walmart. They would have reviewed it then. But sometimes when you change things, you have to go back and that site location permit has to be updated. But, if you talk to them and it seems reasonable, there's a 15-inch culvert there, take care of it.
If they would have planned it,
They
they're
would've
gonna offer a
planned it.
15-inch drainage, you would think they would have planned for that.
Sure.
to be different.
Do you want to follow up on that or no?
No, I don't think so, unless you guys want, you think
No,
of that.
no.
I'm just looking to see what kind of pipe it is, whether it's corrugated metal or, you
It's,
know.
yeah, HDPE, it's corrugated HDPE, yeah.
Okay, that's better. Check that off. And it's not in the flood zone, you checked that, right?
Yep.
Location, front view, dimensions of existing proposed signs, okay.
That one you should be able to see, you got a little tiny rectangular guy that's being represented, it's not mentioned here, but on the big boy plans,
We have a sign ordinance, so you'll have to follow that.
well, it's the same ordinance, this is all in the zoning, but this is more involved here.
Is that the little rectangle right by the entrance?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
On this plan, though, they've got the whole kit and caboodle. You guys wanna come over here and look
Yeah.
over my shoulder? We've even got bark mulch. You know, that stuff's real difficult to work with, so watch your fingernails.
Yes, it's right here.
Because on our plan, it's just.
Yes.
What's all this? More signs here.
Yeah, that's just for effect. I don't know if it's signs, I think it's,
What's the title of this page? The whole thing up. Section. And they do still have to apply for a sign permit, right?
they can,
That's a
they
separate-
can, they can include it in the building permit. When we do the building permit, it looks like there'll be the ramp. Well, is that concrete?
I don't think they've come up with the material for that.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah, well, it'll.
That'll
they'll
be
have-
taken up at the time
Right.
you apply for the sign.
Yeah, yeah, and then I'll make sure that that's all addressed in the building permit. The landscaping doesn't have to be on that, of course, but,
Why?
because we don't permit landscaping unless it's in a shoreland zone.
All right, we know where they're located. Signs are located. We discussed the easements, locations of any right-of-ways, easements, and copies of existing covenants, deed restrictions. They're gonna get that for us. It's also listed on the plan. said proposed application should be submitted for each structure proposed. That includes the total floor area. Each proposed building, it's just the one building, right?
Yeah.
That's 1,056, you said, Teresa?
Mm-hmm. That's what they said earlier.
Yep.
1053.
The description of proposed uses to be located on the site, quantity and type of residential units.
Just business.
Business, that's- Okay, check. So, check off 32 and 33. Sure they got it. Did your surveyor set corner pins already?
Not yet, no. Actually, there wasn't a lot of monumentation that they did find out there, 1, 2, 3, they're already up there.
Okay.
One of the more defined lots that I've seen in a long time, with that many pins around it.
Okay. So those, you can check off 35. Setback dimensions. What other setbacks are there?
15 feet from property lines, side and rear, and then the front is, from that right of way, it's the 50 feet from the edge of the right of way. They're way more than that. And that doesn't apply to the sign.
Well, we guess we make sure they are 50 feet, but okay. I can't tell, there's no dimensions on
Okay, I don't see
This is not the
dimensions.
scale, so there's no scale. I'm assuming you're ensuring that there's 50-foot setbacks on
Look on the big
Oh,
one.
Yeah, the big
Find
ones.
big ones next to you.
They keep on disappearing.
Get the real plans out.
You know, Keith, you're always complaining we don't have enough table space, so if I'm gonna put this on the table,
Does anybody got a record when I've ever complained about enough table space? 'Cause I want to see it.
It's not in my notes.
Those would be on the site plan.
the site plan. So, oh,
Sheets
that
of
is
that,
the
yeah.
site plan right there.
Look at that.
Gonna do exactly 50 feet?
50 and a half.
What about overhangs?
I don't remember.
It's too over there.
Yeah, I think it's 3 or 4 feet off. So yeah, we did take into account the overhangs.
And then you do the 15 all the way around here.
Okay. Check it off. Just want to check it off, guys.
The architect told me to put it there.
Okay, proposed landscaping and/or buffering, the location of all parcels to be dedicated public use, the conditions of the dedication. This is like 2 different things. Location of natural features, etc. You do show the landscaping. I'm sure you want to make it look beautiful to attract your patrons. So hopefully you're not just going to put garbage cans out front.
No, those would be found to the rear.
Yeah.
Where's that plan? I just saw it. They're on my lap. They're mine.
All right.
Number 38, that's incoming, as we talked about.
Yeah, we'll need that. 38 you'll need. Wait for that. Check it off next time. Water is town water, right?
Yep.
All right, lighting, illumination, methods of installation in all major outdoor lighting apparatus and signs.
So we're planning on
Aren't there regulations for that, for this kind of business too?
Yes, I was just gonna say, there's state regulations, you have to be able to see 50 feet off of the building in all directions, it will be
Yeah.
very bright.
So, do we have a lighting plan then? Are we gonna have that?
We don't have a photometrics plan, if that's what you're looking for, or just locations of where the lights are gonna be.
Yeah, locations.
We can definitely add those to the plan. We were thinking just pretty much right along the building.
You know, so there's not gonna be.
Not gonna be any-
Sodium lights,
Oh, the-
poles, or anything like that?
Walmart's got plenty of those.
Yeah, like, no poles, yeah.
No need of those?
Just floods, yeah.
We'll get to that.
Plenty of excess light from the
So-
Walmart.
Mhm.
Do we wanna require to show the lighting on the buildings?
I would say no.
Say that again?
Lighting on the, where they're gonna put the lighting on the buildings
If
as
it's
a
gonna be on the
requirement.
building, I don't think we really.
As a requirement of the rules, state rules for dispensary or marijuana sales buildings. So, okay, we're okay with that. Waste disposal, that's on the plan, right?
Yeah,
You saw
it's
it.
basically right as you come into the driveway, it's gonna be right at the end. I saw it on
Is
the,
it gonna be gated?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
kind of, just
It will
in a
be gated.
little kind of size of all machinery equipment? You're not gonna have any machinery equipment other than coolers, or you're not even gonna have coolers, or must have coolers.
Yeah, refrigerator.
Cooler, refrigerator.
Refrigerators and stuff. Waste.
Yeah, we touched on that. There is no cannabis waste at all that will be thrown away. It will be like any other retail store. Paper product mostly.
And copies, okay, so we're checking that off. 44 copies of it applicable. State approvals and permits provided, however, that the board may approve development plans subject to issues of specified state approvals and permits where it determines that it's not feasible for the applicant to obtain them at the time of the site plan review.
So the only one that we're aware of that we need is the DOT driveway entrance permit. The site's not large enough to trigger a DEP, a stormwater permit by rule.
that as well as
That's
fire
what I was-
marshal. They wouldn't need the fire marshal approval either.
You still have to have sprinkler systems in it though, right?
No,
No?
I think it's their 3,000 square feet or 3 stories usually triggers that.
Okay, let's check that off. Because we're waiting for it in the DOT, but check it off. What happens if you don't get that entryway by DOT? And you're just gonna come in and out of
We'll come in
Walmart?
out through Walmart.
Because you have that easement?
Yep.
Description of how special features identified in section 18D 5H will be maintained and what impacts upon them minimized. What is section 18D 5.H?
That's what I was just gonna ask the same question.
On 45.
All right. Let's see. D, expiration of permits. Well, that's probably not right.
Welcome to the town.
Well, this zoning ordinance got shifted around a little bit, but I'm not sure the application represents it. Let's go to that section. How about that? So 18 D5H.
Registration.
Yeah, there is no D, 5H. Special features, let's look what special features. Probably was. Could have been buffer areas from performance standards. That's not it either.
Except there's some encroachments on
A couple.
next door, yeah, north there. Must be those sheds.
Yeah.
Those sheds for sale. That's not your problem. Oh, it's your,
It is.
it's not our problem.
It's not your problem. Exactly.
You can deal with that on your own.
Yeah, I don't know where that 5H is.
Well,
Because the special features is usually something that they would have it specified right on here.
well, how special features identified in section 18D, 5H, we maintain or impact on the river list. Special features. Water slides or, well, while he's looking for that, additional information, planning board will determine at preliminary review meeting when it finds that the information required in section 17D.1 to 17D.6 is not sufficient, and that the general standards in section 17E shall be met, while may be required. High intensity soils report, we don't need that. And then
Which number?
stormwater management, erosion control, and hydrogeological assessment, and a utility plan showing addition to provision for water supply, wastewater disposal. And we got that. Landscaping plan. We'll check that.
All right, I got it.
What you got?
So it was now, what is this? 17DH, and it is,
17.D,
wait,
.5.
whoa. Can you put you back?
18D.
18D, so now it's 17D5H, and it is the location of open drainage courses, wetlands, stands of trees, and significant wildlife, which,
Got it.
that's already addressed in an earlier one,
Yeah,
didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
why
so
don't
that
we just-
was,
Why don't you either eliminate 45
let me,
or change it to that?
get my magical blue pen here. Do one of those things, and I will,
I have to remember everything after that.
all of it.
You have to remember everything,
It's a damn shame. We're gonna have to get the typewriter out.
you know you are in the job there, so careful your language.
It is a shame.
All right, cross-section grades, profiles, we're okay with that. And
What does he got?
we're in
I
the
think
additional
it's
information,
51, the last one I knew.
17D1 to 17D6.
Nothing yet.
All or nothing, no.
Okay.
Location of any pedestrian ways, lots, easements, open spaces, other areas to be reserved for dedicated public use, no.
Yeah.
In any case, of roads of other dedicated public, no, none of that. So that's an A. Copy of such covenants, deed restrictions,
That one we're waiting on. That's for that easement.
that's what for easements, yeah, but that's an A in this department here, in this section.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different initiative. written offers of dedication and conveyance to the town. Satisfactory to the town, offer anything to the town. And cost of proposed development, financial capacity to complete it.
That's the standard.
Huh?
You already have to understand.
Yeah, but not the financial capacity to complete it. The evidence should be in the form of a letter from a bank or a finance due. Do you have the capacity to complete this project?
Yes.
All right. I don't think we, do we need it? Is that important?
You could lump it in with the thing from the state that they're gonna get, better, not better business, but,
Good standards.
yes, yeah.
You mean the lease agreement?
Not only that, but just to be able to do business in Maine, but you can
Yeah,
also
yeah,
just
they
have
need
them
that.
submit that letter from a financial institution saying they can do it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll say need.
It's easy enough. Number 55 is a yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm reading it blank, but what if we need
Okay. Yeah.
it? We need to have it, so we don't have it, so we need to get it.
Yeah.
So that one's a need.
Right.
Okay.
Traffic engineering study. I have no idea.
Isn't that kind of gonna fall under the DOT?
It's all
Why they're going through
encompassed by the
to do all
DOT's
this?
decision.
Yeah, that's a whole different section, that's a whole different thing.
Well, it is and it isn't, because once we hear back from the DOT,
Understand.
they may say, well,
Due to the traffic.
this may trigger a traffic study, and then,
Yeah. So we're gonna hold off on that one until we hear from, we'll wait to hear from DOT.
Yeah, I'm sure that it will not trigger a traffic movement permit.
No?
No.
Well,
You need 100 to 200
Do
trips.
you travel that road every day, though?
Well, no, all those, so when Walmart went in and they actually had a traffic movement permit, after 10 years, any trips that are generated from Walmart or on 26 are considered grandfathered and are considered existing trips. So anything that we're proposing is just an increase from what is already there. So we're looking at, I think it's 3
3 trips
peak hour trips.
per day?
No, during the
Per
peak hour.
Per hour,
yeah.
yeah. That's not very many. How are you gonna stay in business with that?
At least that's what the calculation shows.
Stuff's
We're hoping for more.
expensive, right? All right, well, we'll wait to hear from DOT whether they'll tell us right then and there, right? I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, yeah, well, that's a good question. When are you gonna start construction?
When it's not snowing out.
So spring?
Hoping for spring. Yeah.
Spring, plus or minus spring?
As soon as Maine weather allows.
Could be
June?
Yeah.
Yeah.
July.
June or July, if you're lucky.
That's why we don't have a solid date.
Yeah, that's all right, but just plus the spring is fine. Put that in there. And heated completion, spring or summer. I guess that's really irrelevant right now.
Fall.
Huh?
Completion date, the fall.
When it's
Start in the
done.
spring and
Depending on the type of project contemplated by the applicant, the planning board may require necessary information not indicated above.
and I think we've covered a lot of that.
This is covering it, a lot of it. Yeah. There's certainly phosphorus impact analysis and control plan for proposed lake watersheds.
It goes to
The Little
Little
Androscoggin River.
Androscoggin, yeah.
Okay.
That's where Walmart's pumps
Goes into the ocean.
discharge. Yeah.
Well, actually, the Little Androscoggin goes by Hogan and Whitney Pond, and actually it backflows. It's part of the backflow on a flood event, flows into those two ponds. So it's sort of that. There's probably more than even that. I don't think it's in this situation, since you have stormwater already and you got your septic system, we're not gonna need a phosphorus control. Okay. We went through it. So there's several things that will be provided, asked for. I think Teresa's gonna write up the minutes of the meeting and.
So 7,
I think I
10,
have your email.
We're not gonna
so
make
I'll
a
send it
decision
to you.
tonight
Thank you.
without having some of those in the
17,
information.
20, 38.
5, did you get 5?
I had 31.
I have 31 too.
What?
Right away.
I have number 7, 10,
5, 2,
17.
5, 2, you need standing, that's where they need the lease number. Or the
31.
application for.
38.
No, well, hold on, number 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
need a
they
copy
need,
of the
they need
lease
the,
agreement.
they need the, we need to see their,
Lease
why
agreement.
they're here.
Isn't that number 10?
This is number 5.
That's actually several of them.
Yeah.
Why they
So
have
number
to-
5, we need something
31.
from them as the owners.
Interest, okay.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that,
Okay,
we can just say it as number 10.
Yeah, I guess so, but,
You want this
Let's-
covered in number 10?
Let's make
yeah.
it, let's make it
Yeah,
simple.
it makes sense to number 10.
So then 20, then 31.
Oh, hold on, I've got number 7, 10, 17, 20, 31, 38,
Yes.
55,
Yep.
56,
This is a page.
kind of waiting for MDOT on 56,
Yep.
and that's all I have.
All right. You guys are tracking all of those too? Got it written down.
And I'll
Well-
send her the minutes to the,
Well, yeah, just, you have the application.
Yeah, a lot of it's really the lease agreement, the easement,
DOT
and then,
easement.
The
I'll
deed,
try to-
just
I'll try to
basically
push
the
on
deed.
DOT, yeah.
It should all be in the deed, yeah, or there must be, a easement deed to them, allowing for this, so.
And the corporation paperwork.
Yep.
Usually that's, probably should have the deed of the property too, and the deed, and the easement deed that, appertaining to that property. Because it could have come after the fact, apparently. It sounds like it did. But unless there's been, the deeds been transferred and that stuff went with it in the one deed. It could be all in one deed, I'm assuming too.
So, you may not be able to answer this question, but if, say for instance, we get all the other items over to you, except for the DOT permit, would that be something that you'd be willing to do a condition of approval for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just timing.
There's a
wise,
lot of
so
stuff
I know what to
missing.
resubmit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
We'll
let's get
we'll get all
all
that
that,
stuff into you as
Yep.
soon as we
I
can.
can get it to you.
get all the ducks in a row, and
Not a
then
problem.
if that's all we're waiting for, then we probably would make it a conditional approval based on what DOT comes up with.
Based on what she said,
Great.
would you want to do a condition of approval contingent upon that
That's
DOT?
too much stuff, you know.
Okay.
I think we should get it, and then we can do it, and then it'll be much easier motion, because otherwise you're gonna list all the stuff, and I think the next meeting, we'll, instead of doing that, I think if they give us the stuff at the next meeting, we'll make the motion, I think it'd be easier. More,
And who knows, maybe by the next meeting you'll have the DOT stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
We are talking about the state of Maine now.
That's right.
All right, so that's what's tabled then.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you for
so
your time.
much.
Drive safe.
I don't know if we're going through a snowstorm on the
Just
way.
so you
back.
know, the next meeting will be the second week of February, second Thursday of February.
It's like it's on the bottom of that agenda.
Yeah.
You see it, you should see it there. February 9th.
February 9th.
Yeah.
Well done, nice to meet you. Thank you. Good night.
You gotta stay for
I got some gum I can.
I have a bag of paper clip, don't worry about it, I got you covered. Give you a hard time.
See?
I told you,
no statements.
He's the only one that said anything about staples. So just make sure I just throw it all on his desk.
I don't remember saying anything about staples, other than tonight, I mean.
Tonight.
You've always done
When you
this.
guys do, that's because I always do that. He did the packets.
It's hard. It's hard doing everything all the time.
I know, well, you know.
All the time, yeah, tell me about it.
I'll tell manager to give her back to you.
She was never mine to begin with.
Well, I mean, you know, it's
Throw me to the
assistant.
curb.
You need, you know.
All right, what's the
Others
next
have
one?
assistants like you.
Well, it's because he wants one too. We'd be fighting county code officer assistant. Tug of war, you know. Mine. All right. This one, hold on. You guys on the next one?
3.3.
Should be this whole packet right there. This is the last agenda item. This is the next one. So you can.
Is this the next one or is this the last one?
This is the next one. This is the last one right here. This is a separate thing by itself. So this is the
Is there
agenda.
paperwork with this one?
That is the big one.
That's it?
That's the subdivision. Oh, wait a minute.
Are the people here for this?
Yes. Wait, is that it? Yeah, right there.
Amended subdivision?
I think they brought bigger ones. These are just for your review. They brought the bigger ones. Because
But this is not
Automatically
next.
here.
that's not next. This one.
No worries, if that one's quicker, I'll have to.
Well, because this site plan is an existing building, so it won't be as involved as the last one we did.
So we gotta go through the checklist.
Yeah, but that's up to you if you want to shift them.
If you're okay with that.
That's fine.
I think this might be.
I didn't understand how lengthy
we've
of a
reviewed
process
this.
that was.
Yeah.
so.
We've reviewed this last year, and
Yeah.
it seems to me it's only a change of one line, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right here,
Yeah, you can, yeah, exactly. It's a straight line there. They're just shifting it.
and they're making this.
Yeah, because the owner of both of
We're
these
gonna
lots.
move you forward if that's
Steve.
okay?
Yeah.
Yep, he wants to be able to
Can I have
have this
your
not
names,
have
though?
any encumbrances
Heather.
or easements, so that's why. he's
I
doing
apologize, I forgot a card, but
All right.
Heather Strelazzi Ward,
Spell it.
STORLA.
Okay, this is the solar farm. We
Space
had,
WARD.
yeah.
And
Who are you for the property?
This.
I'm the
this is
agent
the
with
original
TRC
line.
Company, and I'm with Rose
So what they wanna do
Kristen.
is change it to this line. Just an amended subdivision.
CRI. Yes.
And who is she?
Oh, yeah.
She's also with
So
TRC.
basically just
TRC.
the
Yep.
same.
Thank you.
don't have to
Sure.
worry about it, because it's not changing any boundaries other than this boundary and
I
all.
love it, you brought your own.
Yeah, well,
And this is
sometimes
their
it
owner.
cooperates,
of this
sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have one out front.
If you decide you want to leave it here, that's fine too. We'll take it out.
No. I've had like
Donation.
major catastrophes with them, so.
Not all the land anymore, he sold some of the lots, it was original subdivision.
Okay.
So the subdivision,
Yeah.
he still retains this
Yeah.
lot
See,
here.
it
Yep.
fits
Right
on
here, this
there.
L shape. But,
Can you
and he
make it
sold
more
this to
so
the
that
solar.
they,
Yeah.
I don't have to
And he
see
sold
it,
these
they.
lands.
Like
to
this?
other
Yeah.
people. This has all been
I mean,
under.
I can
A little bit
Closer.
more that way.
Just like we did.
Yeah, with the one you
Yeah,
did,
that's
yeah.
perfect, so they all can see
So
it.
all we're doing is
Yeah.
changing it to here. to
And we
here,
can
here.
put it on the
So
table too
that
if you want.
This,
Mhm.
so
So instead of
this
it
is gonna
going
be
straight across,
Yeah.
you're just moving it
Yeah, and this is gonna go to the solar farm.
So the solar farm can have.
No, just because he doesn't wanna be encumbered by it or something.
Oh, I got you, okay. He just wants to move it, basically.
Yeah, must be for better solar.
Just maybe
Arrays.
more butter, more of a buffer there.
More sunshine or?
I don't know if they're gonna put more panels in there or not, but I don't think so.
That's not changing. That, originally, remember I had it as a site plan amendment and a subdivision amendment.
Yep.
And lo and behold, they weren't doing anything with the site plan. That property line is the only change.
All right, so this is
That, yeah, I think it's good.
We can have discussion real quick when we're putting that together. Let's ask, what's the purpose of the additional chunk of land? Are you guys gonna add more solar panels?
Nope, no, if you remember when we got original approval, I think it was about a year ago.
Yeah.
Last January. So these are the arrays, these dark lines, the solar
Ah,
panels.
yeah,
And it straddles 2 lots.
Okay,
This is like the original lot line as it stands currently, this dark, thick, black line.
Right.
So the panels encroach into the front portion of,
yeah,
Well,
but you
the
would have
front lot.
permission to do that.
Because the
Yes.
owner was the owner of the same.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have it like in-
Oh, okay.
S&K Property Management, yeah,
Right.
is the landowner.
Yeah.
So Steve McNally and his business partner or wife, S&K Property
Yeah,
Management.
it's hard to tell, I don't know.
Yeah, they own this, and I think they're interested in having it as an independent lot without any solar
Easements.
panels on it.
Yeah.
So basically, they just want to shift.
So I'm assuming you had an easement for that area to use for solar power. So you're just basically he's giving up the easement for you and giving you the land so you own it in fee.
Same owner for both lots, so
Oh,
He
okay.
I
just,
don't
he just
even know if
wants
he
to.
had an easement. I think he does.
He still owns he owns the land where the solar power's on, just a different corporation.
So he's just leasing it, kind of?
He
Because
was
it says
just
here, it's
leasing
Lee
the
McNally
land.
on lot
Okay.
4, and over here it says S&K Property
Right,
Management.
Different
So they
entities,
are
same
different
person.
properties.
same person, right, but
But they,
different
yeah, but they're owned
legal
by, yeah, they're
entities.
owned by the same,
Ah.
but they're still actually separate properties.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So the red, if you can see that,
Yep.
that's the proposed new lot line. And we made sure that we meet like all the structure setbacks, which I think it's
15 feet, 15 feet, yep.
from the
So-
property. So we don't wanna make this non-conforming, the back lot, we didn't wanna make that non-conforming. And Kingston and I had a quick conversation about it. You helped me a little bit with like what we would need to meet, like lot coverage.
Oh,
We made sure we meet that.
yeah.
Yep.
And setbacks, and then my other concern was
What's the coverage?
access.
20%?
I think it was
It's
50%.
50%.
Yeah, and I
About
had the
50%.
engineer, look at that. It's actually yeah, triple end of the panels.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
All right. Well,
so my, original thought was that we needed 2 things, but I'm not exactly sure if I need the 2 things. I know we need a subdivision amendment because it's an existing
Right.
subdivision. But I thought we would also need a site review amendment for the array for Oxford Solar LLC.
And I originally thought as well, and then because it came down to the lot coverage, but since that wasn't being altered ultimately, then no change to the site plan, just simply the amending the subdivision plan.
Yeah, there's no change to the, right,
pervious.
but so I guess my question is the fact that the lot line is changing doesn't make it a site review? Amendment.
I think the subdivision plan, amending that takes care of that, because
Okay.
as long as we review it
Okay.
somewhere,
Okay.
the lesser, or I guess the greater of the evils is the subdivision.
Okay,
review.
like overrides it,
Yeah.
or takes
We're
precedence.
we'll sign the amendment plan, and
Okay.
that'll go with the registry. of
Yeah,
deeds.
I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got, oops, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the one. It should have,
Yeah. I gave them mini versions, and those will be the ones that they'll actually, pending approval, of course.
right.
Okay.
So I think that's all I have for, unless you have questions or, anything else.
I don't.
I mean,
Anybody else?
you already answered the questions I had.
Yeah.
Now I understand why it was being done, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both lots are still conforming.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're big lots.
Yes.
Yeah. This is gonna be 18.9 acres.
Still has all the frontage it needs.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one.
that is, I don't think,
The front lot's gonna be roughly 12 acres and some change, and then the
Right.
rear lot's gonna be roughly 21 acres. It was 18 plus the 2.8 or something,
oh, I
like
thought
that, so 21 total. And then, you know, access through Addi Drive.
I was reading it that the 2.8 acres, okay, so 2.8 acres is going to be
That's the.
added to the 18.9. I was reading the
Exactly.
18.9 was the total of both of them.
Yep, the
Alright.
2.8 is, yeah, what we're
Okay,
adding to that rear lot.
that's awesome. So, all right, I'll entertain a motion.
I second it.
Motion to approve
Motion to what?
the amended subdivision.
Okay, I will make an amendment, a motion to approve the,
I'll second that.
I got a motion, I got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? So moved.
Super.
All right, that was simple.
Thank you.
Quick and painless.
Yeah, easy, thank
Those
you.
usually go pretty quick.
So do I leave this with
Yes.
you folks then?
How many do you have there?
I've got, I think, 2 or 3.
Okay, so we'll sign all of them and then we'll give you one for recording.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep, that works. Yep, I have 3. Oop, hang on. Sorry, I only have
So
2.
each-
One of them's just like that one. Do you want that too?
Um,
It's just what's up on the board. You
That would be
more
for
than
his
welcome.
record.
I can- yeah, I can
But
keep
we
that.
need, we need
Yeah.
I
that.
think,
Yeah,
I
I
can
can,
have that.
recorded.
And I remember just saying to, which is fine, yeah, we'll take one, you'll take one. Yep, that's
And
easy.
he'll take that.
Yeah.
Oh, you only want me to leave you
No.
one of these, or do you want
Well,
both?
we'll sign both.
Okay.
Well,
And
we'll sign
you're gonna
both.
take one of them
Yeah.
to sign, the one,
Okay.
and you're gonna have it recorded.
Use this one.
Right.
Oh, I might not want
Is
it.
there a timeline for when it needs to be
Nine-
recorded?
90 days,
90 days.
so there's
Okay.
plenty of time.
Okay, that's roughly 3 months. Okay, great. I don't, do you want the mini ones too?
126.
Smaller 11 by 17?
I have like 70 of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're good.
Thank you.
26, today's 26.
Yes,
right?
126, 20, 23,
Yeah.
not 22.
Gee, that hit me the other day.
Can I just write Jan?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can give me a hard time on that.
I
think I'm gonna bag. Oh, no.
On me.
Sorry for you.
On camera.
No, I have to be, I have to quiet.
I'm just taking it, I'm not even gonna give anything back, I deserve it.
Makes the day entertaining.
These gentlemen.
Who's 634 Main?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right across from Richard Lumber, the old pet store.
Yes.
Maine Coon cats.
Yeah.
Maine Coon.
There was mainly puppies one time.
Yeah, it was.
There was a couple of them.
Did they get in trouble too? Something they were.
Yes, maybe.
Animal food, you know.
They did, they got in trouble for selling illegal dogs or something.
Wait,
They were imported
They
from
were-
China or something. Yeah.
We had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, right. Totally unrelated.
They moved to South Shore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're over on 26 South Kent West.
Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah.
This is the one that's going with her.
Yeah.
Funny how they stay around those old.
You're gonna sign both of them, or one of them is gonna go
Oh, I
to
signed
her?
the other
Thank
one.
you.
Third line down.
I didn't sign the other.
Oh, Heather, you need.
You
the
wanna
other
wait?
one.
Only that one. Oh, I'm taking them tonight.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
one.
I thought we would come back on the, okay.
Just one.
Save yourself a trip.
Come back.
You're welcome to come back to Oxford anytime.
All right, super.
So just want to roll that up.
Yeah.
And then you keep it so it doesn't get wet.
Yeah, I second it.
Because it can't be folded probably, right? They
No, you
don't
cannot
really-
fold it.
You can roll it.
Do not fold it.
Yeah, do not
No
fold it.
creases.
You
You might, and I don't know if you have a scanner that can scan a copy of it, just for your own.
I do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect.
That's
All right,
big,
Lee.
yeah.
I forgot to sign one.
Because they need one.
I know, why we don't sign it.
So I'm all set? I'm all set now?
You're all set.
Okay,
You're good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Have a
you.
safe trip.
Thanks.
Good night. Thank you. They're waiting for you.
If I put the date, you ain't gonna be able to read it, so. Lucky I can read my own handwriting, so.
January 23rd, right?
26.
2002, right?
1987. make sure I'm getting that pen back. All right, last but not least.
All right, and this is for what?
For a medical retail marijuana shop.
So we're changing uses from a puppy pound to a marijuana, retail marijuana.
Yeah.
Now, is this the
So
one,
we
just
gotta
so I
go
got
through
it,
the
is this
whole
one right across the
permit.
street from Record
Well,
Building
it's an
Supply, right?
existing
Yes,
building,
that's
so
correct.
there's gonna be a lot of NA.
Thought so.
A lot of NAs.
Yeah.
So somebody's already marked all this up, NA?
I think they did do a.
Yes, that was me.
Yeah.
You don't need a boundary survey? All right, how come on the page? All right, you guys want to just go ahead, one of you give us an overall description of, other than the retail marijuana, or is that it? Is there anything?
Medical.
Yep, so, we're looking to open a, like we said there, the medical marijuana shop. All we're going to be doing to get it ready essentially is flooring and putting in cabinetry. Really not much to the process of what we're looking to do there. We're going to, have our security, we're gonna have our cameras, our glass break sensors, stuff like that on the door. It's going to be retail only, so there will be no cultivation on site, no harsh chemicals, no fertilizer. We're going to be wholesaling only. We have a back door to bring that through, so we won't need to disrupt anything up front. No destruction of marijuana on site, no disposal of that as well. Like Amanda said previously, it's going to be like your regular old retail store.
Medical marijuana.
Mhm.
Is that the one where they gotta have the card?
Correct.
That's right, yeah.
How many have we got in town already?
Somebody just asked me that today. I think
Just down
I think
26,
she's sitting
there's a
right next to
bunch.
me.
You
Uh,
said 14 or something?
There's
No.
more than that, because, like, you're talking just retail, or are you talking about grows?
No, you just say medical marijuana.
Marijuana in general, right?
Yeah, there's, I believe, the gas station, and then High Rollers is in Mechanic Falls.
Yeah.
Hideaway.
The gas
Is retail, that's
Yeah.
adult, that's adult.
The one right next to the racetrack, that's adult.
Yeah.
Um,
There is one that's gonna be going back in where the,
Or the,
Cannabis Farmers Union, they were gonna come to the board, but they already had approval on that whole lot to have a facility, so they don't have to go back to approval. I had to learn that the hard way, sometimes I do that. But, so that's gonna be another one. But they already had a store in that little store anyway, so now they're just kind of redoing it. So there's, I think, 3 now, including that, but, yeah. For medical,
I think most of them are recreational, correct?
right, yeah,
Surprisingly, because it seems to be harder to open recreational, but I don't know
yeah.
the reason behind that, but.
Easy to get clientele.
And I'm not sure if it helps at all, but I do have a background in medical marijuana. I was a medical marijuana operator in Massachusetts for Tilt Holdings for 3 years. And then I also did a little bit of recreational sales for Low-Key LLC. So I'm familiar with the regulations, the security that's needed, and the operations day to day.
so. How many trips per day do you guys think you're gonna have for visitors? I don't know, just make sure you have enough parking.
Yeah, we have at least enough spots out front for 4, and then another 6 on the side. I don't believe we'd be seeing more than 10 people at any given time.
Yeah, the square footage of the actual building is probably nowhere near even what we were just reviewing, the 1,000.
So is the building, it's not the home, it's the,
Correct, the
Yeah,
building.
it was
We
the actual,
also
used to
have
be
the-
the puppy
Yeah,
store.
That's correct.
We have the
Because
lease
it's like
for
directly
ours as
next
well.
door.
the house has actually a separate
Yeah.
address, it's 636 Main Street.
Yeah.
Well, I know 24 by 40s.
because I know, if I remember correctly, the ordinance is that obviously nobody's gonna rent that house, if I remember correctly.
We have.
We have the house.
Yeah.
We got it, that house is under the lease.
Yeah, it was part of our lease.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like a mobile
That
home.
was something about 300 feet from, or something like that.
Maybe 500.
Is it 500? Maybe it's
I
500.
believe it's anything within 500 or the over 500 feet or something.
Yeah.
But that's being.
For many residences, but if it's part of the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's
it's a whole
right.
mixed use.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That's mine. Sorry. I'm going that way.
No, that's one we just reviewed, that's what we did. I know. That's the problem with having multiple meetings.
You don't have big enough tables.
It's on record. It's officially on record.
Put it on record.
On the record.
No. All right. All right, I got the right one.
So I think beyond the read the Rocket Mortgage thing, that's the two maps right behind it.
And I believe the lease was also included.
This is for business.
Yeah, yeah, the Rocket Mortgage
This is
thing
for the
included the,
corporation
Yep.
certification
yeah, here they are.
of SMB Investments LLC.
Mhm.
Correct.
So that's that. That's what they should have had with everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
and it-
exactly.
And it looks like it stands for Shane, Matt, and Brad.
Yeah,
Yeah, nailed it.
I was just gonna ask, is that?
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So I have a business called JKL, so.
We got the same thinking, man.
Those are my three daughters though.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I got one, but I wouldn't put her on the medical marijuana list yet, so.
Keep her.
She's
Mine's a little bit more.
she's 8, so.
My business is a little different. It's okay. It's legit. Well, yours is legit too.
Different type of legit.
I have nothing against it at all.
Yeah.
I think we get a lot of town, though. I don't know why we need that many, but, all right, let's just go down the checklist real quick. This should be really fast, I think.
Cross our fingers here.
We get copies, that's good. Twos, well, we get tax map, but I don't think we need much more. The building is existing, it's been there for years.
Mhm.
Been as long as I've lived in this,
As long as I've lived here, it's been there.
40 years I've lived in this area.
Yep.
They used to have the garage door, but we ended
Yeah.
up closing that
Well, I
one
was
up. We
gonna-
walled
yeah.
that out, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the construction going, I lived right up the road.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
all,
really?
I was the one doing it. I got the,
Yeah.
me and my other friend, but we left the lumber
I
right
live on the other
across
side
way,
of the
so-
bridge from Wells
Didn't have to go
Road.
far.
No, no, it's nice and easy,
Yeah,
man.
raw materials right there.
I
That's
just-
very convenient.
I'm only a couple houses from the Oxbow Beer Company.
That's a good little
Oh, that's
spot.
right down the
Yeah,
street,
so
yeah.
there.
That's right down the street.
Yep.
If you like paying $20 for pizza.
I was talking to the guy at the
Which I
lumber
do.
yard, he did say that there wasn't a good amount of stores, but he did like the location. I think he's smoking so or whatnot, but he found that to be a good area on that main road, so
Yeah,
hopefully.
the record lumber guy?
Yeah, yeah. When I was over there getting the
Across
the
the
lumber,
street.
yeah.
Yeah, you just
nice
had to
and-
walk across
Yeah,
there.
not bad.
What is this, a different application than the other one?
No, they did they did their own Word
Oh,
document.
so, okay.
So it's all, basically all the bold is their
Yeah, that's
responses.
the responses.
Cool. Okay, description use, good, good. That's tax map, name and address. I don't know who Karen Tibbetts is, but.
She's the owner of the lot, correct?
That's what it
So you
said
just
on
lease
the town website.
Do we have a lease agreement? We have their,
That was
It should
the,
have been attached, if not, I can
right
send it.
behind the Rocket Lawyer attachment.
oh,
You should,
I think it's down.
again, I was looking for one.
do you have the Rocket Lawyer one?
I have the Rocket Lawyer, but I don't have the lease thing.
You don't have that?
But you got it?
Yeah.
You got the lease agreement?
Okay, as long as you got it, that's all.
If you guys didn't end up with it, I'm having a hard time figuring out why.
Because you did these packets.
This is why I need your help, please, though.
I know.
All right, we
She
got
had
it.
done it.
Okay, we got it,
all
we're good.
set.
Yeah, we're
So we're down to 7.
Are we check marked up to 7?
Yes, we're all
Yeah.
check marked all the way down. 7 is yes, so they've got that.
Yes and yes.
We got Shane, we get Matt, we get Brett,
Yeah.
SMB. It doesn't look like. 636 Main Street, okay. 10, what interest does the applicant have? Lease, they got the lease, check. Name of the proposed development, best bet. DB.
BBC.
Yes, A.
Their abutter list is literally in that line. That's what all three of those underlines. There's three of them.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah,
No
it's
record.
usually a list, but it was so small, they were able to put it right there.
Yep. Over 500 feet, yep.
USGS map bid.
And that is one of the last attachments, yep.
Yeah, that was,
Great.
Mhm.
Ah, you went on the USA Topo site for the USGS Topo.
Did do the assessor's map.
Boundaries of contiguous tax map, I guess. We're
Yep.
gonna allow that. Contour lines, it's on that USGS Topo map. It's
Yeah.
flat. We don't have a very big lot. It's long, not very deep.
I think it used to be 2 lots.
Almost looks like there was 3 there.
Yeah.
I think there was 3.
3 lots, yeah.
3 little ones.
We got the copy of the tax map, we got the copy of the deed.
No, not the deed, but
We got the lease.
The lease, yep.
Okay, lease attached.
Yep.
Erosions, we don't need that, it's
No.
existing, we're not changing anything. 19 statement indicating hazardous area outside of common cleaning items will not be used or stored.
Basically everyday trash.
That's correct.
Okay. Since it's just a.
Existing business.
It's existing
Yep.
business, you don't need to go through DOT.
Yep.
Fortunately.
Yeah, that sounds like one of the biggest headaches in that process.
Yeah,
Especially on that road.
they're not the only one. There was I think you were the chair for that one too, was one of the marijuana facilities right next to Ruper's.
Yeah.
I think the DOT is hanging them up still.
Yeah, we haven't heard back from them, and it's been over
Yeah,
a year.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that's because that's right next to that blinking light that's gonna be changing soon.
Yeah.
We can change that.
And they need, and it's already a nightmare getting into Ruper's. Not that I drink or anything. They got good popcorn there.
You can return your bottles there.
Zoning classifications of it's mixed use, right?
Yeah.
Perimeter survey in A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I agreed with every one of their
Names,
NAs.
we got widths of the road, we got, yeah, it's on the tax map. Location and intersection, there is none. Location and dimension is just in. Front walkway. So, is that really a walkway or just parking?
Front walkway parking, I wasn't sure what to call it.
I mean, there's no walkway beyond your
No.
property or before your
Yeah.
property.
No, but yeah,
Just
by that I meant that
All right,
right
we're
parking
okay.
area.
No, that's fine. In the future, I was just thinking, because I know from some point in Wellsville, heading toward Dunkin' Donuts, there is a walkway on the west side of the road. There is a sidewalk, there actually is, but then it just stops, way before Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Location dimensions, ground floor elevation of all existing buildings on the site, 60 by 30, all ground floor. I don't think we need elevations anyway, so any on that, but we'll let's check that off. Location of wetlands, doesn't matter, it's what it is.
It's
what it is,
existing,
right?
right?
It's
No
existing.
new construction.
Yeah, in A.
Yep.
The direction of existing surface water drain, again, I'm pretty sure the state's taking care of that with anything. Check off that. Anything time's up, you guys want, any questions, just jump right in. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go right down it. Portion of properties, 100 feet. 30, location of front view dimensions of existing signs.
Yeah, they're gonna be utilizing that existing sign, but then they also said, you should see that other note they did.
There's existing north south.
It's on the side of the building.
Plan to utilize our
Have some-
logo, branding.
Yes.
Yeah, when you're coming down that hill, that
Yep.
side of the
You
building.
guys got a good memory of this stuff, man.
Oh, I've
Been here a
my whole
long time.
life, so I know most of the buildings around here.
But it's similar, be floodlights shining up most likely coming down that road, yeah, up on the side, so.
Yeah, I think it's the side of the building there.
And that's another
Yep.
application, they still have to go through an application on that, or?
If it's an existing, the banners, they can post them without needing building permits. They can do what they want, because it's an existing pedestal, as long as it's within the standard, of course.
And that main Coon signage, that would have to be illuminated, it seems, right? For when we change it over, we'd have to illuminate it?
That's up to you, what your options.
I don't think it's required.
No, it's, yeah, I mean, if it's internally lit, or if you're wanting to cast it
That's-
onto it.
That's
I
up
think-
to us.
Yeah, I think there are standards in the zoning ordinance that talk about not shedding light onto
Mhm.
neighboring parcels or right in someone's window. So as long as it's pointed up to the sign,
Okay.
you're,
Yeah, I won't be blinded by it when I drive there in the
Right.
middle of the night when it's raining.
The lights are gonna be facing the banner, and the sign is illuminated from within.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, 31, location dimension of any existing rights of way, easements, we don't, okay. Separate building application should be, it's not,
No new structures.
no. Description of proposed uses, we got that. Check that, 33, so 34, location of dimensions of all proposed buildings and structures. Got it. Location of temporary permanent monuments, not necessary in A. All existing proposed setback dimensions, not necessary, probably grandfather, as long as you're not putting any new buildings up.
Nope.
Proposed landscaping or buffering, dedicated, not much to do there other than,
And the town sewer does run through there.
You guys already attached to it, or?
Yeah, we
Yes.
already have running water and
Yep.
sewage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, they're already hooked into that?
Yeah, it was already running when
Yeah.
we got there.
bathrooms all set, everything good to go.
But how about sewer?
Yeah, it runs through.
Right, yeah,
They
that's
got
what
both.
number 38 is talking
It's all
about.
hooked in.
Yeah, water and sewer.
Yep, and then 39 is water.
Yeah.
Did we go through the town to get that turned on, or do you remember? Did you get it turned on?
Yeah.
Utility?
Yeah. The local utility company, I forget the name of it, but,
Sort of water district.
yeah.
You probably had to go to Norway, though.
No, it was right hooked in there. So the water was already on.
Oh, you
And
can.
the sewer is right through wastewater, and they do it at once.
Right, right.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to turn on the sewer.
No.
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 No, that's
You just have to get billed.
No.
They just need to know how to bill you, that's all.
Right.
Yeah.
Size and location, intensity, illumination, installation of, so are you gonna put any outdoor lighting for your, needed to meet the state standards?
I don't believe so. With medical and the caregiver business, there isn't really any specification
apply.
on illumination.
So it's not like anybody can buy it, it's.
Yeah, it's medical only, so they have to have that certification from
Must be
an approving doctor.
Prescribed. I'm assuming that's what that means. Okay, so we don't need that. Plan on using 3 to 5 small solar LED that stake in the ground to illuminate our.
Yeah, that's what they were mentioning earlier about illuminating it.
Waste buckets. So you don't think you'll need a dumpster?
No. Well, if anything, it's just like, it's gonna be receipts, paper, small stuff like that. We're not going to have any destruction or anything like that on site, just normal retail trash.
Like we got that back enclosed area, keep it all that trash.
I wonder what the people do with all their excrements from the pets they had stored
We haven't found it yet.
in there.
Even that, they made it nice fertilizers. They were growing something out back.
Yeah.
Well,
That's probably where it all went.
Town sewer, so
I'll just
we
flush.
we can ask Z about
That
that.
sewer's only been there for 8 years. That building, they were up, that pet shop had been there for years, as far as I've been in there.
Yep.
Then we'll start seeing pet spirits in there now.
Ah.
Pet cemetery.
Yeah, you read my mind.
All right, moving on. Type and size of location machinery, none of that, NA. type of any raw finish, waste materials, we already discussed that. You're not tearing down anything. How about, you don't need odor control devices because of that?
Everything's gonna be pre-packed
Yeah,
coming
all
in,
pre-packed.
pre-packed leaving.
Grow facilities are usually the ones that need the odor controls.
Applicable state approval permits, you're gonna get that, or has
Yep.
that been applied?
So the step is to get the approval from you guys here and then apply for it.
So
with the
we're
state.
gonna say, a condition of state approval.
46.
44.
And that's just after you get approved here, you just forward it to us, so it's really, yeah.
That will take the condition off.
That's an easy contingency.
Description of how special features identified in this 18D5. Can you look that up?
Okay, we go. I do know now that it is 17, not
So
18.
let's make that, so we're okay with that. Additional information. Material preliminary review when it finds that it's not sufficient in the general standards following is required. I think we can just say all of that.
Yeah, this is all usually for new development.
Yeah, for.
And they did run through all the NAs. So realistically, do you guys have a signed copy?
Yes, I do. Like, you mean a copy to sign?
Hey, let you guys have a pen real quick? Look at that. Oh, for some reason, I didn't see that this. And when did you submit it?
I have the email. Submitted 12:30.
Yeah.
So it's dated 12:30?
Yep, back with that. So the only contingency I saw was 44, right?
That's the only one that I,
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all the rest are good?
Unless you guys got questions.
So if they see approval, when we get that, we can just email that into you guys?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Questions? Comments? Motion? We have one condition.
I was gonna say, I'll make a motion to approve, or whatever, to approve it with the condition of
Contingency is
the
number
state.
44, yep.
Item 44
Yeah, item
of the
44.
application requirements. You got a second?
Yep.
Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? See none.
You're gonna do your thing here.
So moved, so approved.
So I'm gonna get the findings for the denial, and I'm gonna try and get that sent to you tomorrow to get a signature on that, and then these findings, I'll also write up. I'm not sure I'll be able to get them out tomorrow, but.
They need Sundays, is that what you?
Yep, everybody
Okay,
else.
1, 2, 3. So,
Yeah.
the other 4 lines, fill them in with your signatures. At least 3 of them.
Yeah, the lines got a little messed up from the word editing, I'm guessing.
All right. So, just get us that state approval.
Awesome.
And you guys are.
Yep.
Will do.
Ready to move in.
Hopefully I made that easy for you.
Do we get anything in writing sent to us that we pass along to the state? I think that they require some kind of.
The findings.
The findings.
Yeah.
Does that get emailed over?
Yeah.
I can send that to you in your email, and then you should be all set.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Sorry it took so
Yeah,
long.
have a good one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the first one was a tough one.
Yeah, the first one was the long one.
You're fine.
Am I?
Just have a
I'm ready to go to sleep.
I don't know, me too. This is my bed.
Shovel
This is
last
the longest one
hour.
I've passed.
I know. Well, you gotta think this was 3 months in the making.
But actually, no, because when you originally, when we originally were gonna do the thing in November, when nobody could make it, This was all already in that.
Yeah.
And there was an additional one.
Yeah.
Now, so it was actually easier.
We've been having a ton of things waiting, so this was good. We had one.
And none of them was more coming to the.
No, I mean, all this stuff was just, we were just waiting on it. I mean, we had the one meeting where it was just two of us, and there's two of you guys, and Amanda had driven here from Falmouth. And then we had the last meeting.
Apologize for that.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't.
Motion to adjourn, does anybody want to do that?
Yeah.
Had not heard anything, and I made a commitment, I had to do it.
No, it's not your fault. All right, gentlemen, who's
Now,
gonna
we
say
got a
no?
motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion, all okay.
Everybody in
Yeah,
favor?
vote.
Anybody in favor?
So moved. Everybody in favor?
Close at 8:02.
Keith says he does not agree and wants everybody to stay.
You didn't say that last time too.